What's going on, guys? Sorry it's been so long since I've done a video. Just been busy doing different stuff, but keep in mind we're going to be back on schedule for its content here on the Boosted RSX. And so yes, I didn't really make a video about it, but a couple of months back we got turbo, we got side to side play here on the turbo, and you can see here that the fins are actually rubbing against the housing here on this precision entry level journal bearing turbo. And kind of unfortunate because this is literally the third time we've had this turbo we built. My guess is that around the same time we had a boost leak right here on this T-bolt clamp. The clamp was stripped, so it wasn't actually tightened down all the way. And so I'm thinking was with the boost kind of leaking out right there, not going into the throttle body, the map sensor was not able to detect, say, I think it's a 10-pound spring in there. Say it was not able to detect 10 pounds of boost, and so it's still telling the turbo to spin up, and the wastegate is not dumping out anything. And so I'm guessing all the exhaust gases was just kind of going into the turbo and just kind of causing it to kind of overspin. And so I've heard that is one thing that can happen with having a boost leak. So keep in mind, anyone out there that has a boosted car, always check for boost leaks, whether it's the dyno or just any other time. Always check for boost leaks. So, because that could happen, especially on these journal bearings, they're so sensitive. And so it's unfortunate though, because it's the third time. The first time was with the oil pump going out on the stock A2 when we made the 448 on the dyno. And I'm thinking with the harmonic balancer, stock harmonic balancer was not able to cancel out any type of harmonics that was made with this turbo setup. And I'm thinking it just shook the oil pump too much to where it couldn't produce much oil pressure. So I heard that's one thing that can happen. That's why we went with the ATI dampener, the super dampener there, to kind of cancel out any type of harmonics. Can't really see it. But second time was when we kept the A2 head. Then we went with a K24 bottom end, which is out of the TSX one, the K24A2. But the machine shop here in Birmingham bored out the cylinders too much to where on the cold start the pistons would slap around too much, causing metal shavings to go right down into the oil. And fortunately, you have metal shavings go to the oil, it goes to the turbo, then whatever the shavings that's in the oil is going to be shaving away at that turbo shaft. Because you got to think, guys, this turbo shaft is spinning almost 100,000 RPM. And so anything going that fast, it's going to be sensitive to any type of debris that's in the oil. And so then third time is this. So but I'm thinking it was caused because of this boost leak, because I do remember it specifically, and I can remember the turbo almost sounding like a big turbo. I can hear it spool a lot, but the car never actually go. And so fortunately, yeah, but that happened. And so, but this time we were going with a Turbonetics TNX series dual ball bearing setup. And so we're going to be doing an unbox here, and we're going to go right into it. And so kind of went with this. Got here a gasket here. It's good to have. And I went with a dual ball bearing setup, not for the spool characteristic of it, but mainly because of the reliability and durability of a dual ball bearing. So let me just get this out here. Okay, we got it right here. And like I said again, guys, this is a dual ball bearing, and I want to give a big shout out to Go Autoworks for hooking me up with it. He gave me a good deal on it, because many of you know, to get an actual true dual ball bearing setup, it's not cheap at all. You can just look at some of the precision turbos, Garrett, almost $2,000, $3,000 turbos, but I was able to get a good deal on this one. It was nowhere near any of that. And so and also this turbo is only rated for 550 horsepower, which is way plenty for what we need for this car. Don't let anyone you guys fool you if you're trying to do a K build or a Honda build. You do not need you do not need 600, 700, 800 horsepower out of these cars. 500 is almost too much, especially for a street car. I mean, with 400 horsepower, it's almost hard to get this thing to hook. And my tuner, James at EB Tech, he's always tuned this car down after each dyno session. It's like around 380 to 410, and it's hard to even get these hooked on these Federal RSRs. It's just for it being front wheel drive, it's just hard to get stuff like that to hook. that's why a lot of Honda guys now are doing the all-wheel drive builds. And so, but besides that, yes, it's got some good technology in this Turbonetics here. I think they produced these turbos back in 2014. They introduced them at SEMA, and they came out with some different kind of aspects that was different from the competition. They used some type of computer rendering to make the fins here efficient and aerodynamic. Same with the exhaust wheel, and they have dual seals on both the compressor side and exhaust side, oil seals, so that way to keep oil from actually getting into the turbo where it shouldn't be. That's one issue I had with this when I first noticed the problem, that it would smoke like crazy because with all the shaft play, the oil was just kind of getting part of where the hot side of the turbo was. And so looking forward to this. And one thing I like on the oil inlet, it actually has a built-in filter there to catch any type of debris or something that may be in the oil. It has a little inlet there that catch anything, and it is water cooled, so I'm going to have to run water lines to the turbo. And I'm thinking that I'm thinking about using this coolant line here that goes to the throttle body. It's like a warmer, throttle body warmer, more meant for like up north. I think it was meant for, Honda made it because maybe up north to keep the throttle body from icing over. It's supposed to be like a de-icer type thing. I'm not too sure. But we don't really, I stay down south, so we really don't need that too much. We don't have really cold winters like up north. And so, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And one thing I like about Turbonetics, they're backed by a 1-year no hassle warranty. And so even on their video, they explained if someone throws a rag in there or something, mess up the turbo, they will replace it, no questions asked. And so that's what I like about Turbonetics. Everything made in the USA, even their housings and stuff. Some turbos, the exhaust housing stuff's made in China, and but everything's made in-house at Turbonetics. And Turbonetics actually makes turbos for military, tanks, drone airplanes, and so they've been in the game for a long time. Turbonetics actually own Precision. I think they still do own Precision, but you can see here one thing Greg told me at Go Autoworks, their turbo shaft is a lot thicker than what's on the Precision. You can see how hollow and thin that is, whereas this Turbonetics thicker, and it's going to provide a lot more durability. And so that's what I'm looking forward to. That's why I went with a ball bearing setup, just so that 3 times with this thing is just enough. I'm not trying to deal with no type of turbo issues after this point. And so but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm sure that even with this turbo, it already spooled good enough. It's a 5831, and so I think it's split up like around 3100, 3200. Whereas this being a similar size, I think the compressor side is a little bit bigger. So with this being dual ball bearing, I'm sure it's going to even spool even quicker. And so the other thing I got to do next is take the downpipe off and weld a 3-inch V-band on there, since now we have a V-band outlet on this turbo, whereas the Precision is using a 4-bolt flange. And so sucks we got to take that downpipe off, but at least we know now a lot of the turbos now are V-band anyway, so we just swap a bigger one on. We already got the V-band on there to go on it. And so that's going to be the next video, guys. We're going to be going down to Greg to go down Greg at Go Autoworks. We're going to go ahead and take the downpipe off, get it welded, and we're going to go ahead and purchase the waterline kit that we need to go ahead and run the water lines to the turbo. And so he's going to help us out with that, and I'm going to show you around his shop. He's been doing turbo builds for a long time. He's very knowledgeable, and he's been doing welding and stuff for a long time. He's the one actually that made my manifold, my sidewinder manifold, and I've had it powder coated, but you can see and I had a coolant flush on here. Coolant got all on the manifold and made it look chalky. So I'm probably going to be just going ahead and wrapping this, because it does get really, really hot back here where this stuff is. It's supposed to be a Cerakote type stuff, so it's supposed to keep the heat in, but I don't think it's not going to do as good a job as like that exhaust wrap. So we're going to be doing that. That's going to be the next video. Sorry guys, I haven't been uploading anything, but we're going to be getting right back to the schedule of uploading some more content on this thing. Let me know in the comments if y'all have any questions on anything about the build or anything. We're going to be doing a kind of like a how-to video of what all you need to do to boost the K's up, because these cars make power very easy. Every time I'm at the dyno with this car, it doesn't take long for the guy to get power going on these things. So we probably are going to have to take this back to the dyno because of the turbo. James, my tuner, said that we're probably going to have to fresh up the tuning on it, because this turbo is just going to have a different flow characteristics. That's just precision. So that's going to be the next video, guys. And sorry for the long update, but I will catch you in the next video.